And again, people built great careers out of it. We have, I believe, the best type of partnership available, because not only can we offer them solar through this partnership with Compsta, we can help them have amazing tools to manage their business. And in that process, behind the scenes, we'll be able to get communications going out to each and every one of their clients to offer them not only solar, but energy efficiency and essential services and things that we add into this platform. So it's a wonderful reciprocal partnership, and you get paid for introducing the real estate agents to the Compsta platform. We don't have an override program for those you refer, but you have a great revenue share for a term of 36 months, which is phenomenal. So we'll get into the economics, but you'll get a piece of every SaaS opportunity that is sold for 3 full years. And that's absolutely phenomenal. In addition, as we market to their homeowner candidates and they purchase anything through the platform, it's coming to you as the connector or you as the pro. We're doing a third split. So a third goes to the Compsta network, and 20% of that goes to the agent. Compsta is going to be obviously compensated for helping us, much like we're getting compensated for helping them. And then if the other 2/3 either goes to be split between the connector and the pro, or the entire 2/3 goes to the pro. So if you've recruited or referred that particular real estate agent, you've got a great revenue share opportunity. You get, not only do you get a share of the SaaS, but then you have a revenue share opportunity for every transaction that occurs. That's where your team bonuses are going to come in. So if you have a team member that enrolls anybody into Compsta, we don't have team overrides for that rev share, but we have team overrides on everything that's purchased. That's really where the money is at. So I'm excited about it. I've seen great success with others in the past, and I think we're gonna see this rocket ship way of getting more leads, helping you build your network beyond just doing social media or door-to-door or virtual prospecting. This is going to be something that's going to give you exposure to a lot of qualified homeowners who typically just purchased a home. And oftentimes when someone purchases a home, the first thing they go to is their agent and ask, where do I get this? Where do I get that? Well, guess what? We're going to help them get essential services, which is fiber, cable, internet. Those will be loaded soon into the platform. We'll be able to help them with energy efficiency. We'll be able to help them with solar and so on. So you get the point. It's a wonderful reciprocal partnership. With that being said, and kind of setting the stage, I'm going to turn it over to William, and we're going to record the session so we have training for the next 3 weeks, maybe 4. And then after that, we'll convert these sessions into open office hour Q&A sessions like we've done with every other category or biome that we have. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, William. Thank you for being here, sir. It's all you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is our second training, and I kind of wanted to go into a little bit of how the dashboard works for you guys, sales agents, and how that would work. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's a very easy way to join. Let me pull my screen here.
And while you're doing that, if you haven't already registered with Compsta, I'm going to put the link in the chat. It's free to register, and that's how you get your affiliate link so that you can start to refer agents into the network. And that's the page that William's pulling up right now. It's compsta.thecommonstead.com. Try to keep it really simple. I'll drop it in the chat so you have it.
All righty. Okay, guys. So again, you will also have access to a demo account. That way you can demo the software as well for agents and brokerages and agencies of any size. Compsta is built around the concept that this works as a plug and play or an all-in-one system. So we want to be able to approach individual agents as well as full agencies with hundreds of agents.
William, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I got a message, and I thought it was your audio is coming in a little weak.
I'll confirm that. I can't hear it.
Okay.
I mean, very low, very low.
hear me better?
Let's say a few words. We'll see.
All right. Can you hear me any better?
Hear you a little better.
Okay. I will try and talk louder. I
There you go.
apologize.
That works.
All right. So again, this is going to be where you sign up. It's super simple and easy. Once you've signed up, you will go through an approval process. Everybody gets approved. That being said, we do go through and manually set up each account.
Sound not coming through.
Let's try that. Can you hear me now?
Actually, no, you're sounding like very distant from your mic, William.
All right. Let me just try and talk as loud as I possibly can. I apologize, guys. I'm doing this from my office. Alrighty, so you can probably see on my screen here, this is kind of a demo of an affiliate dashboard / sales dashboard here. But once your account is approved, you can log in. You can actually go to the same link, the compsta.compsta.com, and you can log in there as well. This is kind of an example as to how that would lay out. So you can see commissions, what's already been paid, what's pending. So that's charges after waiting the 14-day period for those credit card charges to go through, and then also those referrals. You can also see a basic pipeline. If you have a pipeline tool that you like, then feel free to use that. But this is just to kind of keep track there. You can also view your commissions on a per client basis and what that subscription model is, as well as you get your access to your referral link. You get some templates that we are still working on, additional marketing material. Then you also get access to your resources here. So in this resource, you'll also be able to access a demo account, which I'm going to pull up in just a second, as well as a basic pitch deck, brokerage plan, and a feature overview. These are all PDFs as well that you can save, print, email, however you want to go about that. But yeah, you can also track here what your click-through rate is, how you get those signups, and then your MRR. So that's pretty much the gist of the sales portal. This is a demo, and we are continually trying to make it as fluid as possible, with as many features for tracking as well as many marketing resources as possible for you guys. To move on from there, we're going to go back into the demo of the actual software. Kind of show off Compsta for those who haven't seen this. Please feel free to raise questions and things like that. All right. Sorry. All right, so the reason I pulled this up like this is because our software is very much mobile first. Agents are always going to be on the go. You won't just have agents sitting in an office all day long. So this is very much mobile first. It is very friendly on tablet as well as mobile. It is also, we offer a PWA, so persistent web app, similar to an application on your phone. If you're familiar with downloading an application directly from a website rather than a store like Google Play Store or Apple App Store. So this can be saved to your phone directly, and that way you have access to it and push notifications. So right here we have our notifications. These are all editable, so you can change which notifications you want, how you get those, etc. If you have it set up on your browser in your office, you can have that to get different notifications than the ones on your phone. So you kind of get the gist of that. That's how those work. This is the overview page. This is going to be what you land on mobile, on desktop, anything like that is also completely customizable. And that saves to each device individually. Here we have a calendar view. You can kind of see which dates are important, so financing, closing, etc. And then here we have kind of your listing pipeline. So this is what agents will see. So pre-listing, so these are whether they be listings that you are still cultivating or you are trying to get or showing the CMA to, however that works on their end. You know, they can keep them in that pre-listing stage and then all the way through to close. And you gotta get that basic pipeline progress. Activity is going to be every single thing that you do within Compsta, as well as what your clients do, whether they be buyers or sellers, how that shows up on this end. Alrighty, from here you also have quick actions to create a CMA, create a tracker, add a lead, or add a contact. So adding a lead is, you know, those are going to be that's going to be the agent's clients. Contacts are going to be things like lenders, vendors like movers and things like that. That's what that would be as a contact. On mobile, we have a super nice quick function that you can actually just click this button right here on mobile, and it's going to come up with their entire profile. So that's their contact information, etc. That saves directly to anybody's phone that just taps, or they can scan that QR code. That's a function that I found a lot of agents have been wanting. So when they're out and about at functions, they're quickly able to share their contact information without having to handle a million business cards. Moving on from that, again, this is the mobile version. From here, you go to Lead Hub. So this is going to be where all your leads live. So these are all going to be marked as such. Or it signed me out. Sorry about that. Let me log in here real quick again. All right. You can also be able to see each individual client here, sellers, buyers, both, and commercial. These are separated so you get quick notifications for, quick actions for calling or emailing, as well as viewing their lead score, activity timelines, so things like having called them, what properties they have and or are looking at, as well as any files related to them. We'll get to the files in just a moment. So again, this is completely sortable, searchable, and you can add directly from here. Another function that we found is that agents have, they get called the most inopportune times, whether they be at the grocery store or out and about with another client. So being able to send a quick link to the potential seller and or buyer that they can start filling out information about their property or what they're looking for. That way you don't have to spend time on the phone waiting for them to tell you their phone number, their email, what they're looking for, etc. You can also add that manually, and you can also import it as a CSV for those who have an existing client database, and it will just automatically add everything in here. Beyond that, this is also where your contacts live. So things like other agents that lenders, vendors like movers and things like that. These are all questions that clients usually have when they're moving or buying a house or selling a house too. And you can download those individually, or you can export your whole list. You can also sort here as well. Moving on from here, we'll come back in just a bit. Reports is going to be where most people probably live, being able to show clients things about their house or about potential houses that they're looking at. So this is an example here. These are all the different types of reports that we can run currently in Compsta. More are on the way. So everything's going to be based off the CMA report. So CMA reports is kind of where the basis of Compsta started. Was agents were spending hours a week creating CMAs for clients that are looking to sell their house, and they usually didn't look very nice. They were usually just a spreadsheet or a Word doc that didn't really do any justice for the property and didn't really sell these potential clients on going with that agent. So what we did is took that process and shortened it down to where it's, you know, anywhere between 30 seconds to 2 minutes to generate your initial CMA report based off of property information, and then using several different AIs and what we call the CMA generation engine to create these CMA reports. So just to give an example, on mobile, again, most clients are probably going to be looking on mobile versus on a desktop. So you can see here, this is going to land with a beautiful cover page. It's going to give information about that agent, information about that property, as well as basics like beds, baths, square footage, etc. You can also click here and add and upload a new photo to do that different cover photo background. This is also completely customizable based off of whether it's a brokerage or an individual agent. They can upload their own company logo and then also edit their office. So you'd have, like, you know, as an example, Keller Williams, and then you would have like Miami-Dade underneath. Here you can also upload a video walkthrough. A lot of clients don't really know what they're looking at when they get given a lot of information. While this is very much tailored to the fact that it's nice and easy to look at, people do get kind of caught up with all the information. So agents like the ability to upload a video of they're kind of walking through the CMA and where, you know, these kinds of pieces of information came from. So they can either upload a video from YouTube or Loom. They can also record one directly into Compsta that is coming out in the next couple of weeks. That way they can just do it directly from the Compsta app. Then you have a table of contents. So that's going to, again, this is all going to be generated within that 30 seconds to 2 minute mark. From there, you're going to have that cover photo is going to be here, an AI description right here based off of the information that the client has sent you about their house, so how many bedrooms, bathrooms, etc., as well as information about the local area. And then we're going to see this executive summary. This is where most people are probably going to land. So you're going to see that estimated value range, as well as information about average days on market in the area, and then key insights. You're also going to be able to look at the comparables. So utilizing multiple different data streams, APIs, both public and private, we've been able to create this CMA generation engine that pulls as much information as possible and then sorts through it to create the most viable CMA to start with. Now, again, this is still a human process to some degree. So while it's not 100% perfect, the goal here is that you get rid of 95% of the work. And like I said, this is completely editable. So you can change, you can delete different comps that it pulled. You can even add manual ones if you wanted to. And then you can even edit things further down. So items like this comparable adjustment grid, these kind of give you the basis for why did my neighbor's house down the street that is of similar size sell better than mine. Why is it listed higher? Why did it sell higher? And you can kind of get that information from there. And it's completely scrollable on mobile as well. This is kind of the selling point for clients, an area that people don't really know what their house is worth. Some have an idea, some have an inflated idea, and some just really need to get out of Dodge and they need to sell their house. So this kind of gives you that perspective and gives the client the perspective as to how much and where they should start listing at, as well as the ability to see those comparables, what the average days on market is, as well as a price drop strategy here. And like I said, it's completely customizable, so you can go through and edit each and every thing. You also get a comparable market map, as well as property condition and value. Now, when going through and creating that CMA, you can even put in information such as we just redid the roof, or we just put all new fixtures in the bathrooms, or kitchen cabinets and things like that, and it will start taking into account that information as well and pull that average from the local area as well. That is a CMA report. So that's going to be the basis of everything, every report moving forward from there. Sharing that, well, we have a client portal, which I'll get into shortly. You can also just send an initial shareable link. You can password protect that. You can also make it expire over any period of time. And then you can generate that link and send it via SMS or email, which it also pre-writes that for you, as well as just the ability to copy the link. You can also view the analytics on said link as well. So this is going to be for any and all reports. So you can see the amount of shared links for the specific CMA. So that's you generated 2 because there's 2 owners. Then you can send that and you'll be able to see that as well. This also shows you the view time per link as well. And these are all specific to each link. Going back to reports here, again, each report and each property has its own list of its own reports. To create a new one, you'll be able to just select here and then create ones from here. This is all on mobile, and again, it works well on desktop as well. You can also sort by buyers too. I don't have any demo versions of that yet, but I will be working on that shortly. The listings here is what most people are going to be looking at, and that's what they're going to want to know is, how much what is their house worth? How long do you think it's going to take, etc. You can also search by name of the client, as well as the property address, and even sort by dates. So if you knew that you listed this house at whatever time, then you can sort by that as well. Moving on from that, we're going to start with the buyer tracker, just real quick. So on mobile, again, for agents that deal specifically with buyers, this is going to be absolutely amazing, being able to keep every single one of your buyers in line and also where they're at in their stages. So you can click each one, you can view their contacts, you can advance them to the next stage, as well as go through their search criteria as well. You can add properties, so properties that you find through property search or manual properties as well, you'll be able to enter here as well. Key deadlines, things that agents tend to forget, as well as clients can all be kept here and have automatic notifications to those clients and to the agent. You can leave notes as well as putting the lender information for the buyer. That way that can all be kept up to date. And here, these are properties that are being currently shown to client. As you can see here, these have already been shown, and then these are upcoming. We just need to put in a showing time. You also plan a route directly through here. So if you're showing multiple properties to the same client in one day, then it will give you the opportune route to lay that out to each property. Here you can also see their property pics. So in their client portal or through a manual share link, you can send properties that meet their criteria that they fill out through their lead form, or tell the agent, and they can search by that criteria. And you can see interesting tags about that. This is information that is being pulled through multiple different APIs to aggregate into our property search functions. These searches can all be ranked as well as discarded if the client's like, I looked at that, I drove by it, I don't want it, and then you can just delete it. But it does allow the clients and agents to know exactly what they're talking about, which property they're talking about. All right. If we had manual offers, we can put those offers in here, add an offer, put that as pending, accepted, etc., as well as contingencies such as financing, appraisal, inspection, etc. This is also where all their documents, so if a client wanted to know whether the septic had been inspected, then you can upload that version here, that document. That way you can live here as well, not just in anybody's email, as well as any reports for said clients would be put here as well. And you can also see that activity timeline moving forward from there. All right. Moving on from there, a big function here is our listing tracker. This is kind of what started it with the CMAs, is being able to create the CMA and then also tracker for the entire process of from the moment you meet the client to the moment that house is sold, being able to have that information all at a fingertip, as well as being able to know exactly what stage those clients are at. So you can change the property here. You can see the list price, the current list price, as well as where we're at in that listing tracker checklist, and then just information such as name, email, and phone number. It's also going to save that price drop strategy once it's been decided, and then you can also take a look at projected pricing models here. For teams, this is also where your commission split will be put, so that way they know exactly what those, as an agent, what you will be getting as a commission on said property and deal. So as you can see, several of these steps have been completed. Sorry, I'm doing this on a desktop and it is not functioning for me. I apologize. I will have to fix that on desktop. Then you have quick functions down at the bottom here that list those showings, create a showing sign up link. That way, clients, if those who are not using one of the major Showing Time or Brokers Bay, that way you can have your own internal showing link system. We are working on an integration directly with Showing Time. I do expect that to be done in Q4. You can also take a look at any documents assigned to said property here, as well as a place to upload said documents. I'm sorry, I'm doing this on desktop and it is not working for me as well as I would hope.
No sound.
Yeah, when you're navigating around, William, you seem to move away from the mic.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I apologize. I'm wearing my headset now, so I was figuring that would help this. Okay. Well, this is what it looks like on desktop. Again, this is very mobile and desktop friendly. So if you have admins that are working in an office and then have agents out in the field, then you can view all this in real time and it all syncs automatically. As an example, you can see where you're at checkmark wise on that checklist. You can also see when things are scheduled. You can see agent only items. So you can turn things on to where this isn't shown to the actual client, it's just shown to the agent. And this is all viewable through their client portal. Just pulling up the client portal right now. So this is what the client would be able to see, everything about their property that is listed, where we're at, any upcoming items such as walkthroughs for tours, photographs, showings, things like that would all be here, as well as the exact point in the checklist they're at. And then the agent can also list those services that they are doing for that client. So things like professional photography included, open house, social media campaigns, etc. This page is specifically, while we have seen that about 90% of people are going to view this first on their phone, this is why this is very much mobile friendly. And then they can turn on those notifications as well. That way they get email and then soon SMS updates as well. You can see the next stage of where they're going to be at, and also a way to share that form directly with anybody that they wanted to. This is also a place where they'll be able to view their social media stats. Our Facebook and Instagram integration will be rolling out in the next 2 weeks. So that will automatically update. As of currently, the agent can just take their social media links to their profiles, their direct profiles, and upload them, and it will actually just pull those automatically and put them in there right now. But this will be a complete integration to where they just sign into their Facebook and Instagram, and it just pulls that information in directly. All right, that is what the client portal looks like. Same thing for the buyer portal. So that's currently where we're at on that.
Sound.
All righty, let's go to property search here. So if we put in Miami, Florida, we can pull that up and we can view houses within any specific range, such as price, beds, baths, and even more. We are also going to be adding in default filter templates for agents that deal with specific types of clients, and that's all they do. So they can just have an automatic search function. That way they can know that every one of their clients they're looking for is, beach, has beach views or beachfront. Every one of their clients are, going to be in the suburbs. So you might want to specify a garage. And so that way you can save those templates automatically. Here you can see interesting information about the area of which we search. So we search for Miami, Florida. So that's going to pull up information like median price, average days on market, how many active listings within a specific area, etc. You can also see market trends. We are updating the market trends to have a little bit more information. You can see how many are in the actual area. From here, you can select where we can add to picks for buyers, as well as just general information about a specific property. You can also see the initial photos, and then you can start searching through all those photos. It's going to give you a little bit more information than things like Zillow or trulyourrealtor.com, things like that. You're also going to be able to see that listing agent. You're going to be able to pull that information about that listing agent as well and save it to your Compsta contacts. So we're trying to make this a very agent forward version of Zillow, essentially, this property search function, while also utilizing more data than what an agent would have just pulling up Zillow on their phone or looking at a link that their client sent you. You can also even copy and paste those Zillow links directly in here, and then that way we can pull up more information about said property. So this is the information regarding property search. You can also save it as comps under My Listings. So we are adding in the functionality for when we have listings, it will automatically link that to your MLS listing and Zillow listing. We also have an IDX function where you can add this directly to your website. So that way you get all that information from the client when they're looking, for those who do look on the specific realtors' websites. And then also a way to draft picks as well. So this is going to be where drafts live under each client. And then that's where they would live. We are also updating our documents system. Right now, this is basic storage functionality that are linked directly to each one of your leads or each one of your listings. That way you're not having to go back and forth between your email or Google Drive or Dropbox or however that looks. and then also be able to view a timeline for said documents if any of them are expiring. Things like specific agreements or warranties, etc. You can put that in. That way we keep that. Listing media. So those who don't just want their stuff to look like ChatGPT, flyers and things like that, you can sort by each individual one of your listings. Your photo library, which you can sort by manual, and also sort our AI sorting as well as coming out. Social media posts, so you can generate posts for each and every type of format. You can download it, and then we will also be adding with that Facebook and Instagram functionality direct posting from the listing media as well. A way to schedule specific photography or specific sessions that would come from here as well as from the listing tracker as well. And then we are also launching, it's in alpha right now, our AI staging. So I'm pretty sure everybody's seen AI staging photos just to beautify and also make sure that lighting and stuff is consistent across all of it. And then we also have content, so that's going to use the same listing media to create things like property flyers that you can add selected features, etc., like that, and even door hangers, which has been highly requested. Analytics. So this is basic agent analytics. So this is going to be able to see things like all of your reports, etc., and how those links are shared, total views, average view time, comments, etc., as well as things about leads and your listings. That's all going to live right here. For brokerage accounts or agency accounts specifically, and up, there's also a team function. So this is going to be, I haven't created a demo account yet for Teams, but I will have that ready for next training session. That has the ability to view each one of your agents' productivity, if you will. So you can see how many leads they're getting. You can see how often they're making CMAs, reports, how they're following up with their buyers, things like that. And that's all the functionality here, as well as the ability to add, while the user account is the same as an agent account, if you have admins that manage multiple or help multiple agents, then you can assign a specific user as an admin that can see and help specific agents on your team. Now, I threw a lot of information out there, and just to kind of go over that, this is the basis for Compsta. Again, the point of this software is that we are a plug-and-play system for agencies or agents that have, say a pipeline of tools that maybe does 70% of the work, and then Compsta can fill in the 30%, or agents that are part-time agents that are doing a couple listings a year, and then this would be their all-in-one solution. And it's also an all-in-one solution all the way up to the enterprise level as well. So yeah, I guess I can open the floor to anybody who has questions.
Yes, several in the chat, and if you would, what I'll do is I'll share a couple of things while you're doing. I'll do a screen share and show those of you who have not seen the assets, the recorded assets. First of all, the announcement is in the chat. I'll put it in there again. That's a recording of the announcement that we had on Town Hall last week. I'm going to pull up my screen and show you inside our app where you can see the trainings. So right here inside app.thecommonsted.com, go to learn, and you'll find last week's training with Sydney. Probably tomorrow, the training that William's doing today will be located there. And also the recording from Town Hall is going to be in that folder as well. So for those who are looking for more training information, look at the link in the chat, go to the app, log in, look into the Learn Center. You'll find all of those resources there for each of you. Okay. Now in the chat, I believe, William, if you can check that out, there's several questions, maybe comments and questions.
So I'm going to kind of buzz through these real quick. I do apologize about the audio. I use this system for so many different meetings, and I don't know why my headset is not working. I do apologize. I will make sure that that does not happen next time. All right, so looking here, videos to review here on Compsta or YouTube. So we do have our Compsta Academy, as well as Commonstead also has resources as well. We will be rolling out more and more videos and demos as we progress with new add-ons, as well as demos for everybody from agent level, like individual agent level, all the way to enterprise level. That way it functions across the board rather than an individual agent looking at stuff that's just specific to an enterprise. So we will be launching that. Moving on from there, we have how does this compare to many other real estate programs? So this software is built around the concept of being a real estate operating system. So this system is based on the fact that there is really no all-in-one solution out there, but we also wanted to be approachable for agents that have, they love a specific type of software and they don't really want to change that. But they are, falling short in other specific areas, such as follow-up with clients, such as being able to create those CMAs, or they're, using a software to make a CMA that's literally just looks like a PDF that's, something out of Excel. So this is what this is really built around. Let me show you here. Let me put the screen back up. I apologize. All right. So if you can see this right here, this is the only all-in-one complete platform. So the only other industry leader right now is Cloud CMA, and that is all they do. And they also charge just as much as we do, just for our agent level. And again, we do everything from listing tracking, lead capture, analytics, showings, and also offer the white label option for enterprise level and agency level. So really, there's nothing out there at this point in time that is trying to be a tool that encompasses all of these areas. Cloud CMA as well, are basically our number one competitor. They are more along the line of just spewing information. They don't really create the CMA for you. And so you really need to be able to present information, especially in today's day and age, in a nice, clean format that people can review and refer to at any point in time in their process. Already moving beyond that. Sorry. What? Okay, sorry.
Hey, William, do you have a background in real estate?
So I'm a mortgage broker by trade. So that is what I do. My wife has been a real estate agent for years and years, and she has dealt with hundreds of clients at this point that really see they don't really understand the information that they're given. It's like, oh, here's all this information about my house.
Yeah, totally agree. And a mortgage broker, because my brother-in-law is one, and my wife is a realtor. So the complicated process that is scary for people.
Oh yeah.
And the system, and thanks for being very candid and open about the competition out there. But you have a very unique competitive advantage. And so now it's really, how do we connect to all of the realtors and all of the markets in a way that gets them to see that comparative advantage and realize that they actually can't not invest because it's costing them money if they do it the old way.
Yes. Yeah. So the concept again here is creating a tool that really you can use for every aspect of the process, right? From the moment you meet somebody who's interested to the moment you sell that house, every single part of that process. And it's also, again, we wanted to make it really friendly for those who do have a specific process that, they have 70% of it ready, but 30% of it they're falling short on. So that way Compsta can be that plug and play system. The other thing we've noticed here is that
That 30% has a real value. I mean,
it does a huge value. And, you can give clients all this information. You can give them, things and follow up with them and give them all these tools and tips and, give them branded mugs or however you want to go about it. But really, if you're falling short in one area, that's what people are going to notice. And that's what we want to be able to solve for agents that, may not even be aware of where they're falling short. So that's kind of where
I can see the need for a lot of training, both to the agent. Like if I was an agent, like I just sat through this, right? And I took a whole page of notes. I'm not even an agent. If I was an agent, but I see so much value in it. I like the contact with the client, the end user, where now a homeowner who's petrified gets a professional, clear, tracked. Talk about reducing anxiety, making it easy to develop a reputation. So I see a lot of great things there. But again, somebody's got to make this presentation to realtors, right?
Yes.
In ways that they see the value so that they can enroll, right?
Yes. Yeah. And again, I appreciate you guys sitting through the terrible audio. I do apologize on my end. Beyond that, demoing this to agents specifically and more so to agencies. So brokers, brokerages of, just a dozen people or, several hundred agents. There's a broker in my area that we just signed up and they have 120 agents. And so these 120 agents, they're going to be getting a white label version of Compsta to where they know it's Compsta, but it's, this is a Century 21 group and
Beautiful.
They have 7 different offices. And so it's important to note that, this is going to be a tool that allows them to replace so many different things. Agents are spending hundreds of dollars per agent on tools that they're having to manage those subscriptions. They're having to manage, did I renew that? How many tokens do I have? How many, all these things. Whereas this is that all-in-one solution. So it's really just taking the approach that why do I have to have a million tabs open? Why do I have to have a million apps, a million logins, a million things like that? Where now I'm spending more time just switching back and forth or making sure all my information is in this system or this system, where Compsta is really built around the concept that you can just have it all in one.
Yeah, really cool. And thanks for the interaction. I like what you just taught me about go to agencies that might have hundreds of agents, but I also like that those agencies now will have visibility of their people's performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think especially with COVID, we had this interesting factor where agents were kind of just, some were skating by and they just kind of existed. Listings landed in their lap. And then, as we all know, that changed overnight. And so being able to track every one of your agents and how they're performing on an analytical basis is going to be really important for brokers and brokerages. So,
and for those who have not registered yet to get access to the Academy, you do need to register. The link is in the chat, compsta.thecommonsted.com. If you want more details, you can also watch that Google Drive video, and you can also watch the training assets inside the app. But in order to really get through and get access to what you're going to need to promote this, get registered so you can get into their academy. We will be working on some social media content. I have actually been traveling, have not had a chance to sit down with William and Sydney and Evangeline to put that together, but over the next couple of days, we'll get that and we'll put that up into the resources tab so that once we have those graphics, we'll put them all up there. And in fact, I'm going to show that real quick because there's new stuff there already. We continue to try to simplify, not to hog the time here from William, but I think it's important to know that this is where those assets are going to be. So right now, you have sales and marketing materials. We'll have another tab that'll be Compsta here That'll get worked on. So you have some graphics. We also inside and this is one of the things I'm so happy to do, inside the app, you now have a link directly to the resources tab because people had to memorize that before. Oh, there it is. Super simple. It's inside app.thecommonsted.com. Okay. Just continuing to simplify and streamline things. So get yourself registered, go through the academy, continue to come to these classes, watch the recordings, and just build a business that's going to have a long tail back end benefit for each and every single one of you. So back to you, Laura.
Carl, I have a question for William. William, so for us that we are not real estate, but we have a team, and the team also have another team that they have real estate. So for us, when we go to an account, I already registered in the account. So why or how I can utilize to recruit, right? To bring those agents that they are not real estate. I'm talking about people that want to also monetize with this. They want to register, and also they want to send the demo or the link. How we are going to go those training, please?
It's the same like Compsta.thecommonsted.com, Desi, because we're not doing team overrides on Compsta. We're doing the team overrides on the sales that take place, and we know they're in your lineage because they've already come out. So everyone's using Compsta.thecommonsted.com to get registered.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sean. Everybody
And then we'll track any sales activity through our platform, which is where the team overrides do exist.
Okay.
Question.
Wade?
I've sent out several email, the link, the raw link, I think it's called, to realtors in different parts of the country. And so what's the process there once I send it to them and they're interested? I know there is a demo on it that they can follow. And so then they like it, the demo, and they're interested. What happens after that?
So you sent them your link, right, from the resources of the sales portal, the sales portal. So at that point in time, it logs a cookie, right? So that way we basically every single time they go to that page, they go to anything Compsta related, they know that's associated with you. So when they sign up, that gets associated to your account.
Okay, so then they actually want to get it. Then how do they? I guess.
So if they go to that link and then they go to sign up and they subscribe and they create their account, that again is associated to you. Yeah,
that's all on the bottom of that link. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to, Wade, I would go through your link and kind of go through the process. Pretend like you're an agent. Go on another browser and go through it like don't sign up, but you'll get a chance to see what the agent experience is like too.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Any other questions that we missed? I know there's questions about commercial. This is for residential, right? Clarify.
Yes. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It says the mic's muted on my end. I don't know why. Okay, commercial properties, yes. So we do have commercial property functionality in there as well. We do not have it set to a company name specifically. It is to an individual. So that would just be your lead contact or whatever the agent's lead contact is for said property. Right now, the property search isn't functioning for commercial properties. We are adding that, and we are working with a digital vendor who has access to a large nationwide commercial property database that we will be adding in shortly. So we do want to add some more commercial functionality to it. In terms of CMAs, I mean, with commercial properties, as everybody really knows, it just mostly comes down to square footage and obviously what the average is in the area. So there's a lot less, I would say, emotion to commercial properties, whereas residential, there's quite a bit. So that's kind of where that creating a CMA on a residential side is significantly more complicated than creating one on the commercial side. Again, it mostly just comes down to square footage and things like that. And again, we're going to keep adding more functionality on the commercial end as well. I can see here, Joe, it says, can it attack private lenders? You know, this is really geared towards agents specifically. You know, as a mortgage broker, familiar with the concept of TILA and RESPA and all those regulations. So we haven't really stepped far into that, only because there is a lot more regulation on that end in terms of Truth in Lending Act, etc. So we do not want to really step on those toes just yet. It is something on our books to be able to add more functionality for Compsta across all spectrums of the real estate process, both buyers, sellers, everything from title to lenders to home inspections, appraisals, etc. So we do plan on increasing in that area, but right now our main focus is getting in more agents, brokerages. That way we can really fine tune to the exact wants and needs for each one of them, both from an agency level all the way up to an enterprise level. Moving on from that.
How do you define enterprise? I get the agency; it's got a lot of agents.
Okay.
What's enterprise? Is it like
So
a big national?
Now, okay, so yes. So enterprise is going to be anything from a regional brand. You know, that's probably not one of the big names. You know, Keller Williams, Century 21, etc. Those are enterprise, right? That's definitively enterprise. But then you also have local areas. You know, out where I am, there is one. They have offices that, you know, they're their own brokerage. They have several hundred agents across, you know, dozens of counties out here in Texas. So, you know, that would be an enterprise level because of how many agents they have. And then on an agency level, that would be like an individual Century 21 group. You know, they have a couple offices, or maybe they just have one office. It's a really big office, and they have, you know, 20 agents working there. That would be the agency level. But enterprise, again, that while that's not really set up currently through the partner portal, this is something that you guys can reach out individually to our partners' email. That way we can get the ball rolling on your end. And then again, the splits and everything work the same way. So whether, again, you're doing it on an agent level or you're going all the way up to enterprise, that split still works the same way. So all with that 36-month tail as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any more questions in here other than social media content. We are working on a social media content generator similar to our listing media system that we created. So this would allow you to basically fine tune each and every thing via templates. And then I know Compsta has some as well that they're working on. This is, you know, we're taking the approach here that this isn't just another ChatGPT tool. This isn't just another, you know, Adobe plugin or Canva. You know, we don't want that. That's not what we're wanting to do. Our point is selling a complete solution to agents all the way up to the agency level. A complete tool that does solve a lot of their problems for them, and also allow them to only have everything live in one place and not have a million different accounts with a million different things. So that's kind of the goal here.
Well done. We're at the top of the hour, and very good content, William, and a lot of progress every week more and more. It's fantastic. Look forward to what you announce next week. So for now, folks, go back through the training, follow the links that we have here. Just get yourself up to speed and start sharing, and start to see the benefit of this wonderful software program that's going to be a big part of your lead generation campaigns. So thank you, William. Thank you, Sydney.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You all have a
Much
wonderful
appreciated.
day.
Thank you, everybody.
Much appreciated.